Hey everyone! Well, we're here. We're back, and today we're doing another anti-MLM video, and for this video we are heading back on over to Reddit, filtering by top posts of this week, and just seeing what the Huns have been up to. It has been a few weeks since I've last done a Reddit React, so I can only assume that there is going to be quite a bit of things on there. Sometimes when I do it weekly, I feel like as the weeks go on, they're not as interesting, or I can't find a meme. If I can't find a meme, then usually I'll take like a couple weeks off just so people can get inspired and get creative to not only post memes, but to, of course, post things to the subreddit that are interesting. And with us going into the holiday time, this is prime HUN time for not only trying to upsell their products, but of course trying to tell everyone that now is the best time to join this amazing opportunity because you can have extra money for Christmas via many income disclosure statements proving that you will more than likely not make any money, especially any extra money for Christmas. You would just be throwing any extra money you have away at this MLM. So I say use that money on yourself, on your family, instead of investing it into an MLM. So if you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you really like it, please subscribe. Make sure to check out my description below for all my fun links. And with all of that said, let's get into reading these posts. Looks like someone in my neighborhood got screwed over by Color Street. This is what happens when you inevitably run out of people to sell to. And it is a massive stack of Color Street nails, and it says huge lot of brand new Color Street. Various designs and colors of dry nail polish strips. Dry. Description, $300 or best reasonable offer. I am no longer a rep and I want to get rid of my stock. There are over 140 sets here. Glitters, French manicures, pedicures, solids, overlays, designs, Xmas, Easter, hockey, American flags, and tons of others. No holds, no lowballers, cash only. You have a lot of nerve telling people to not lowball you. And I know you want to make some sort of your investment back. And I'm wondering if they would sell certain sets individually and not sell it as a lot, because who honestly wants to have 140 sets unless you are a rep? And it's interesting because they always say, we don't carry inventory. What is the point of having all of this then? What is the point of having this many sets unless they are encouraged to purchase this many, to have this many on hand, to give us samples, just in case people want a certain color or design and you're the go-to person for that. That is why almost every MLM, people have so much stock. And they claim up and down you don't have to, and corporate handles all of that. But yet it's weird how we see this happen a lot when people are trying to no longer be a rep, or even if they are still a rep and they're showing how much they have and they're like, I'm just obsessed, as if that's like an okay thing, like that's a good excuse, I guess. But then they get out and then they realize how much they have and how much money was spent on this stuff. I mean, that's easily $1,000 worth of stuff, maybe a little bit under $1,000 with their 25% off discount. But that's a lot of money. But I don't think they're going to be getting $300. If they want to sell all of it, they're not getting $300 for all of this. OP down here writes, scrolling through Facebook and thought these were CDs at a glance. I like to collect albums. But no, a former HUN is just trying to get rid of her stock of low-quality nail polish strips as fast as possible. Sad to say, but I think she's probably better off just cutting her losses and throw these away. Yeah, I kind of agree with that too. And what I really hope is that this individual learned their lesson, I guess, and realized that getting into an MLM business is really difficult and it's really hard to sell these products. The products don't just sell themselves. I guess they sell themselves to the reps themselves. That's how they sell themselves. But, you know, we don't know if they're going to sign up for another MLM after this, or if you few months down the road, it's like they have like brain fog. It's like they forget that they had to go through all of this. They had to have all this unnecessary extra inventory. And they'll just say like, oh no, it was clearly the product that was the problem all along. People just didn't want nail strips, but instead they're gonna want makeup, or they're gonna want hair stuff, or they're gonna want books, or they're gonna want clothes. That's easier to sell. No, it'll all end up like this, all of it. Comments on this say, no low ballers here. I know what I've got. And somebody tagged me, r/choosing beggars for real. Somebody else quoted, no low ballers made me LOL. Somebody else said she's going to end up with no ballers at all. And somebody said definitely going in the bin at Goodwill. Yeah, I would agree with all of that. The second I saw no lowball offers, I'm like, really? Like, you're gonna be that kind of person? I would honestly take anything. The fact that anyone would be willing to offer me any sort of amount for this, I would be happy. This Plexus Hun is definitely offended. Why else would she post this? 67. The number of conversations I've had with folks about starting their health journey in the last 3 weeks. 29. The number of folks who have started. 7. The number of folks who have said they would order this week but have not. 31. The number of people who asked me for info but are now ghosting me. 0. Number of cold messages I'm sent. 0. How offended I am that they haven't responded after showing interest. Asterisk? I'm always here when folks are ready, and I'm pretty sure my Black Friday deal is going to move a lot of folks to get started. Okay, number one, it's not your Black Friday deal, it is Plexus's Black Friday deal. You have no say over anything that goes on in the Black Friday sale. So you talked to 67 people, and you said 29 who have gotten started. So who have bought something or who have talked to you. I'm not necessarily sure what that means. And 31 people, there are people who asked me for info but are now ghosting me. Like, all of this just shows how upset you are. But really, you should look at it as how much time did you spend talking to 67 people in 3 weeks? What is that, a little over 20 people a week? And you got, I don't think, maybe a few people to sign up. We'll say, I doubt you got 29 people to sign up. I just really doubt you got 29 people to sign up, either for just products or for the business. Take a step back and think, how much time did I spend talking to, even if it's 31 people who, you know, you went back and forth and whatnot with them, and then they asked you for info, now they're not saying anything. Like, that was a lot of time and energy that you spent on these people, and you got nothing in return for it. Maybe you got 29 people, I just don't think they did. But saying number of cold messages I'm sent, they're sent 0 cold messages? Yeah, that makes sense. Like, unless other people from other MLMs are sending you messages, why would other people be sending you cold messages? Maybe they meant to say that they've sent, like, number of cold messages that they have sent out, but just because it's not, hey, stranger who I've never met, I'm in Plexus, you should do it with me. The whole making friends with people, making friends with 67 people, and 31 of them have ghosted you, just because you didn't send a cold message doesn't mean you didn't waste your time either way. And to say 0, how offended I am that they haven't responded after showing interest. This whole post shows that you are offended, shows that you care, shows that you're annoyed. So you're not getting a one-up on them by posting this. You are annoyed, and it's okay to be annoyed, but maybe take a look at all the time and energy that you're spending that you deem as, you know, you're annoyed, you're frustrated. Like, is that worth your time and energy? Comments on this say, what would happen if HUN bots were banned from using the crying laughing emoji? Would 30 to 40% of their content disappear? Somebody responded, if you ban emojis, it's as if their fingers have been amputated. Somebody else said, LOL, the hands one too. Yes, the one where they're just like constantly doing the like praising praising hands? I don't know, the woo hands. Somebody else said, I love that emoji. Huns ruin everything. Huns do ruin everything. I mean, they pretty much use every single emoji possible. My new favorite one that they use is this one, and I also love to use the sound effect with them. It really goes hand in hand. Woo. Ma'am, please. So it looks like we have a classic before and after picture. Before I even read her description, they're not even taken at the same angle. They're not even taken with the same lighting. The second one looks like there's some sort of filter on it. In the before picture, she's looking down, she's frowning. In the second one, she's standing with better posture, she's smiling. Like, it's just so obvious what she did here. Alright, the post says, I said I would share the ins and outs with y'all. So here's my before and after on the 5-day drop. You're claiming that after 5 days your body has changed? Honestly, not at all. The lighting has changed, so maybe it took you 5 days to get the correct lighting, and I wouldn't even call it correct lighting. New lighting, I guess. So not a new body, but new lighting. To say I haven't been able to get the scale to move other than up in the last year is an understatement, no matter how hard I work at it. I've been able to lose inches, yes, but was obsessing the number on the scale. I'm officially down 5.1 pounds on the drop, and I've ate almost every 2 hours. This plan is so good not to share. You know, I know they are told to do a before and after. OP down here writes, who are you fooling? I agree. Anybody who looks at this is like, you don't take it from different angles, your before and after. Like, obviously the after photo, she's more angled. It's more from like a downward, like the photo is taken more angled down, so you're gonna look better. Her posture is better. Again, it's just not even, she's angled a little bit and she's smiling. It just, everything is different. And if you did lose weight, that's great. And if it is 5 pounds, I don't know if we're necessarily going to notice that. And I mean, you're kind of trying to show a decently drastic change from the before and after photo. And I don't believe it. I don't know if anybody would believe it. And I just think that they should not be taking these before and afters. Some people's before and afters are great and they want to show that sort of progression. But when you have to lie, manipulate photos because you're trying to sell this product, that's when we have a problem. When you think that you are fooling people in order to sell a product, maybe the product's not that good. Comments on this say, I too have lost weight through good posture and sucking in my stomach. Somebody else said, and making sure to not press my chin against my neck to make it look like I have a double chin. Somebody else said, also rotate the pic angle 20 degrees. Somebody else said, and hold shoulders back to minimize armpit bulges. Someone else said, I love how this thread is basically tips to ensure more flattering photos, lol. And somebody said, look angry in the before photo, smile so big your cheeks hurt in the after photo. Yep, I learned a lot actually just now through all of these people of how to take the most proper before and after photo to show that it's obviously the product that works and not completely switching up everything possible in the after photo. This Monade Hun bragging about how she just made $1 million. She made $1 million. Now, is it that she has earned $1 million or she and her team have just sold $1 million worth of product? That's where it's very misleading. She's making it seem like she's a millionaire when it's not at all the case. It's usually just the fact that her, and mainly her downlines, have sold $1 million worth of product. She has not earned $1 million. Or maybe she has earned $1 million over time, but in what, 5, 6, 7, 8 years? Again, it's not in a year, and it's not just her who has done this. Down here, OP writes, how many financially vulnerable women lost money or went into debt because of her? Her bio says, helping women stay home with their babies. She's preying on that mom guilt. Yep, they all do that. How many opportunity calls do we hear all the time about how they were miserable before they got to stay home with their children? They did everything until, they worked every second of every day until they had a baby, and then they realized they no longer wanted to do that, and that they wanted to raise their children and take them to parks and playgrounds and all this stuff. And I'm not saying that they don't, but they use it. They use it to either guilt moms into thinking that that's what they have to do, or they use it towards moms who would love to do that, and it's never the case. They have to work so hard and have so much capital up front in order to invest into the MLM and maintain rank and stay afloat each and every month until maybe 2 years down the line they might see finally some sort of return on investment. And they may have been home with their children the entire time. Probably not if they were working previously. They're not going to be able to quit their job to do this day one. But it's just so common in opportunity calls where they say, don't you want to be a stay-at-home mom? I love being a stay-at-home mom. It has changed everything. I'm a better mom because I can be there all the time for my kids. And it's like, again, you may be physically there, but you are not emotionally there. You use the fact that you are a stay-at-home mom as a sales tactic. And that's wrong. You use it as a way to convince others to quit their job to stay home so that they are dependent, like you, on the MLM. That's the other thing, is that when they quit their job to be a stay-at-home mom and this is their only source of income, they're so dependent on this MLM. And the MLM goes up and down. People leave, people stay, people drop out, people don't invest as much money. You may not hit certain sales goals and therefore you derank, and it's not your fault, but it just is what happens, and that could financially hurt you. And then when you go to your upline, you say, what do I do? They're like, oh, just sell more, just buy more product and it'll help you rank advance. Just get more people involved. That's always how it is. That's always going to be the answer. For you to live a more comfortable life in an MLM, the answer is to get more people underneath you to invest money into it, to get them to be financially hurt for you to be financially comfortable. Somebody will always have to sacrifice something in order for somebody else to be financially comfortable. Not always, but in an MLM, yes. Comments on this say, quote, I sucked $1 million from poor saps at the bottom of the pyramid and who will be eternally in the red. Oop for them, but I can't let them leave no matter what, end quote. I mean, to an extent, this is the way of capitalism in general, but MLMs make it so goddamn shameless and manipulative. Somebody else said, MLMs make capitalism personal. Usually we just go and labor and increase some faceless entity's wealth. MLMs depend on you taking advantage of friends and family to increase someone else's wealth. That's what makes it feel grosser. Somebody else said, capitalism at its worst. Yep, isn't that true? It is just capitalism, but they're right. I mean, they are always the face of this, and they make it, once you're in, it's like, oh, I'm a team and we're helping each other, and don't you want to help me stay home with my family? It's like, you're looking at them, and if you've talked to them, you feel like you have a connection and a friendship with them, so you feel bad if you leave. If you quit shopping at a certain store, you're not really going to feel bad. It's not really going to affect you one way or the other. But if you are constantly on Zoom calls every week with the same people and you're like, I need to get out of this because I'm not making any money, they're going to be looking at you and being like, oh, you want to leave? But like, you have to help me and the team, and you be letting the team down. There is like a personal connection and a way for them to hold on to you as a customer, because they make it seem like it's just the team aspect, but really they just need you to stay so they can keep living their comfortable lifestyle. Magical Thrive patches. It looks like an Instagram post. We have 6. Honestly, I thought they were like cards, like kind of like baseball cards, but they have a bunch of lightning bolts on it. It says thriving, recharging, thrive, and it says the stomach bug has hit our house. These are going on everyone today. So you're gonna put a sticker on everybody instead of taking some cold medicine or some ibuprofen or just drinking some fluids. Yeah, good idea. Just stick a ridiculous sticker on everyone that looks like a free pack of stickers that sometimes companies will just throw in a box because they don't care. That's what these look like. Down here, OP writes, HUN posted this today. She has 2 small kids, 1 toddler and 1 5-year-old, and puts these oh-so-special Thrive patches on them for every ailment. And does it work? I don't even know what is in these patches. Probably a placebo. I don't know. And you're going to stick them on your children. You're going to wait a week after the cold is gone. But of course, in your mind, you're going to believe it was thanks to these stickers. That is what made the cold go away, not just how a cold works. Or even 24 hours. If it's a stomach bug, yeah, actually it's a stomach bug. Usually that is a 24-hour thing. So more than likely she's going to put these stickers on. They're going to be fine by tomorrow or the next day. And she's going to believe and praise these stickers and promote them that they are the reason that her and her family are no longer sick. When in reality, you waited the 24 hours for the stomach bug to go away because that's usually what happens. Comments on this say, they worked. It's a week later and everybody's better again. See? See? That's exactly how I saw it too. It's like they wait a certain amount of time and they're like, oh my god, it totally worked. And it's like, nope, that's just how time works. You just have to wait for the sickness to go away. It's not these weird sticker things that solved all your problems. Somebody else said, so she slapped caffeine patches on her young children thinking that was going to overcome a stomach virus? Sure, hun. Somebody said, I'd report drugging children to CPS. Somebody else said, stomach bug hit everyone in the house at the same time. Foodborne illness sounds great. Yeah, right. Somebody else said, probably from using those Norwex kitchen towels, which she bought from another HUN friend. Oh boy. Yeah, I mean, they could have all just eaten something at like a restaurant or something and it hit them, or maybe she's really bad at cooking, or she brought something into the house. Who knows? But I can get, and if these are caffeine patches, that's not going to help a stomach bug, and you should definitely not be putting these on your children. More than likely, somewhere in the terms and services of Thrive, it probably says do not put on children younger than 3, like consult your pediatrician. But as we know, every HUN is like, no, I am a doctor. I know what's best for my children, and there's nothing better than these ridiculous Thrive patches. I'm going to slap them on everyone and try and get people to sign up underneath me, because that sounds normal. Alright, and we have reached the end of the video, and we all know what time it is. It is meme time, and you know how at the beginning of this video I was excited because I had taken a couple weeks off hoping that the memes would at least be somewhat plentiful. I mean, I was even willing to accept 3 be plentiful, but there was none. So I'm kind of disappointed, so I had to like go back and look through the past year of memes, but I did find this one. So this one is a 4-panel drawing, comic book style-esque, and it says, humpback whales use their massive size to protect smaller animals from predators and have even come to the aid of people. And the whale says, gasp, I'm needed. And it looks like an opportunity sales pitch, MLM pyramid scheme pitch is currently happening. And the HUN is saying, now, I know what you're thinking. Hold on, Rachel. Is this a pyramid scheme? Absolutely not. In fact, you can be your own boss with just a small buy-in. Then anyone you sign up will be working for both of us. The person being pitched to is like, well, maybe. Okay. The HUN says, hey, that cloud sort of looks like a wet. And the person being pitched says, oh, thank God. And the whale came in, squashed the HUN, and said, sup? The person being pitched you said, thanks, Tina. Her and the whale are on BFF terms. The whale came to her need because she heard a pyramid scheme pitch being it she was being pitched to, and Tina the whale came to her aid and stopped her right away. However, the person was like, okay. Never say okay. Say you'll think about it. Say you'll talk to them about it later. At least, like, as a way to, like, get out of it. Never say okay, because I feel like they will definitely hold that against you. They'll be like, you said okay. You said now is the time. Because I did that once, years ago for Beachbody. I was at a weaker moment. It was like, woman who was talking to me and I didn't even realize what was happening when it happened. And I had said, like, okay, well, I didn't say I would join. I said I would be interested in hearing more. And then I ghosted her after that because the number of messages that I received was daily, and then it was weekly, and then it was monthly at pretty much the same time every single week, month, and then a year after. And I, now knowing what I know, I was fully a name in a notebook or a name on a Google Calendar, and it was not her genuinely checking up on me and making sure I was okay or wanting to be a friend. It was none of that. It was just she wanted to make money off of me, and the only reason that at the time I said I was interested was because I know for a fact at that time I was at a weaker point, confusing point of my life, and I just kind of just said, yeah, sure, because we'd been talking, she seemed really nice, and that's how they get you. That's why I really don't like the friendship aspect of it, because it's extremely misleading and confusing, and honestly just really mean to do to somebody, is to fake be a friend of them so that you can make money off of them. That's not a friendship. Alright, you guys, I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And if you really, really liked it, please subscribe. Let's talk anything and everything anti-MLM in the comments below. And until my next video, I will see you guys then. Bye!